All right. Hello, everybody. Can you hear us? Yesterday, we were live with the subscribers and found out our mics had a glitch. So please tell me you can hear me before I start diving in today. Welcome, welcome. I expect to have quite a few people join today. This is always the one that gets the biggest audience. Everyone likes to see what I'm putting in my planner.
I think just in general they do, right?
Yeah. Richard can hear me. Hi, honey. All right. If you're new, I'm Jane. I'm the CEO and founder of janesagenda.com, where we build planners that actually work. I have Tony behind the scenes here.
Hello.
Today we're going to be showing you my planner, going over all the things I have in here. I didn't remove anything, so we'll see. This will be fun. Normally I get censored and someone puts sticky notes all over my planner. Right? Secrets don't make friends.
No secrets today, huh?
No. Well, I don't think so. I didn't look to take stuff out, so we're going to roll with it. All right, if you are new, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel, that you tap that bell icon so that you get notified. And if you like any of the content we're providing to you today or otherwise, please make sure that you like the video because it helps us as a small business. Hello, Stephanie Joy. Hi, Vicki, Janice, Celia, Regina, Anita, Herlene. There's so many people on it. I cannot list you all. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. All right. So I am in a junior right now. I'm going to tell you that I'm usually in a junior is my preferred size, depending on what I'm trying to do or what's going on in my life. I go to sometimes a mini and sometimes a classic. Right now I am in a junior and she is chunky. And so everything I'm going to show you today is going to be in junior size. Of course, if you're new to Jane's Agenda, first tell me in the comments that you're new. And otherwise, if you are new, we do have 4 different sizes in the shop. Okay, not just the one I'm showing you today. Stephanie,
should I give my apologies now? Oh. So can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Just make sure everybody can hear me. They can hear me. Last week I sent an email that said, "Hey, Tony, that was an accident, and I apologize for that. That was a copy paste."
It was supposed to be a placeholder. It was supposed to replace with your name. But, you know.
So I wasn't calling all of you Tony. That is my name, and it just is in there when I make the drafts because it's normally a placeholder.
So if you got the email.
So if you got the email and said, "Hey, Tony, I apologize. That's my fault."
Right? We're real people. Things happen. We did get some people emailing going, "My name's not Tony." I know, we're sorry. All right. I'm going to go ahead and throw the overhead camera on and let you kind of see what we're working with. We're going to give it another maybe 30 seconds for people to join before I start flipping through. So there we go. You can see it. All right, move my phone off the screen. You don't need to see that. There's nothing good going on there anyway. Tony is a lovely name. Is your name Tony? Is that why? I just see in the initial T, so. Welcome.
Mine's not short for anything. It's just Tony.
Yvonne from New Mexico. You probably like our Maybachs then, huh? Very Southwest friendly. All right, so I am using the chocolate 2-inch wrap. She's overstuffed right now. I don't usually recommend having this much on your discs because it causes issues. You're more likely to break things, bend things, have things pop off. But I literally couldn't part with anything right now. So until I go through, until I go through a few pages and can pull them out, mine is overstuffed. And that's actually making me very happy right now. So no apologies for that. But I'm using the chocolate 2-inch wrap. If you're new, all of our wraps and leather planner covers are vegan. This particular one is a Saffiano texture, which has been very fun for me tactile wise. Every time I pick it up, I have to feel. Yeah, I think quite a few things changed. Yeah. I added a bunch of stuff. I've had a lot of fun getting to try out some of the new things from the subscription boxes. And so we did update the collection on the website so you can go and easily click and see what we've got. If you want to shop when we're done, I guess that's it. janesagenda.com/JanesPlanner, all one word. There's also a link at the bottom of the video here today. So
you want me to put it on the screen? I can put it on the screen.
Yeah, go ahead and throw that up there for them. And you can go kind of click around and see what the stuff is in case I didn't cover everything thoroughly. spinal discs and all. Yeah, I can feel the discs because she's so full right now. Can you hear it? Like you can feel them. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic. But that's okay. Now, what I wanted to point out before we dive in is my planner is like as thick as you can get without stuff popping off the discs right now. And the strap here is holding strong. Like I made a joke, just stretch it like it owes you money. It's fine. You're not going to hurt the strap. Sometimes when you get them, it's a little tight to begin with. I just pull it tight. You'll be fine. Okay. Hit some more. All right. So this is one of our newer leathers. It's got a magnet snap, which makes me happy. Just because. Here we are. You see all that? I think you can see that. I could zoom out a little bit, then you won't be able to see up close. So we'll just slide it around. All right. I'm using a lot of the items from the May box because it's pretty much my favorite from this year as a whole. I really love the January box for the cover, but as far as the overall styling, I absolutely love the May edition. It's my favorite. Speaks to my soul. I love the color palette. It's very soothing. I'm not quite ready for bright and friendly summer colors yet. So it's this middle palette from spring to summer that we started transitioning. So 2-inch discs, I think they can hold, it depends on how thick the paper is that you're using and how many cardstocks, but about, I want to say, 250 sheets, I'd imagine, of paper. It's quite a bit. It will hold 2 inches, okay? 2 inches diameter, 2 inches. Now, some companies, when they say 2 inches, they don't mean it, right? It's the inside measurement or whatever. Ours are 2 inches, so you can hold 2 inches solid of product. You can see here with my hand, like that's a solid 2 inches of stuff. But that's how the discs are measured, is in diameter. So that's how thick you want your planner to be. Welcome,
Virgin Islands. That's nice. I want to be where you are on the beach.
No new washi tape. That's it's the branches from October 2-3 years ago. I don't know. One of the subscription boxes, we gave you these branch washi tapes, and I just happen to have it lying around. We use what works. But if you are new, the only thing you have to worry about is how many discs you need in your planner and how thick you want your planner to be. Everybody always asks when they're new, I have a mini size, how many discs or what size do I need? Well, you need at least 7 discs for a mini, but you can go up to 2 inches if you want to. I love a chunky mini, so there's no rules there. I think we might still be giving some of them away when we do mystery kits, Jennifer, but I don't know for sure. We do have other washi that's gorgeous in the shop, though.
So 2 inches, we have the biggest variety selection in colors in 2 inch.
Yeah, we have.
So I wanted to mention that.
We do have the largest color variety, I think, in the world. We were the first ones to offer the 2-inch metal disc. And so kind of cool. We did that because I want to be able to keep my whole universe in here. And we do have wraps designed to fit the 2-inch, right? Because nobody else is going to have that. We had it made specifically for these. So if you have the 2-inch discs, I don't think you can get a wrap from anyone else right now. So that's something worth noting. We do have some of the 2-inch wraps on last chance too. Yeah, so I'll be honest with you, Celia. I had a paper clip there and I was being too rough with my planner one day and it started to scratch my new cover. And so I just washi taped it. Metal meets plastic, right? We're asking for trouble. So that was now I can't hurt my planner. All right. Nope. The disc color is rose copper. I know on this screen, the color looks a little funny. Let me just for that purpose real quick so you can see, right? They definitely have a rosy copper hue. Okay. All right. I can't do anything about the color. We haven't figured it out. We're looking at new cameras. Wonderful. All right. So I have the May monthly cover club and some of the cardstock on here. This is the cover from May. Look at that gorgeous UV. The May box is still open. So if you wanted to get that, you can go subscribe now.
Hi, Stacy.
I love that. We love it. We love a chunky planner. Let's go ahead and can we turn off that scrolling banner?
Sorry.
Take up less of the page because they're going to want to see everything. We can pop it back up later. Right now, I have no plans to ever offer genuine leather. Our vegan leather is as high quality as genuine leather. I know When people are scared to buy vegan, I know why, right? I've had that terrible leather before where it feels like plastic. Ours is fantastic. Like you can't tell the difference. People even say it smells like leather. I don't know about that. I have a terrible sense of smell, but it feels good and it lasts just as long. We use a microfiber vegan leather, which is just as durable, or if not more. You can't really do a lot of cleaning with genuine leather. I have scrubbed my planners before and turned out great. I wouldn't do that on genuine leather. So, but I don't have plans.
We have a pebble that feels more like leather.
Yeah, we have different textures. But yeah, any of the ones with the magnets are going to be the microfiber vegan leather in our shop, and they are high quality. I mean, the ladies here in the chat can tell you our wraps are top notch. So you don't have to worry about that garbage vegan leather that used to exist in the world. They've come a long way. All right, so moving on. These are items from the May edition. I'm super happy about it, and it'll probably live there at least until I get the June stuff in it. A long time ago, we closed down shop, and I took 4 months off from Jane's Agenda, and so that we could move. We moved from Texas to Arizona, and when I moved, and we turned the shop back on, I thought, oh, I'm going to have time. People aren't going to remember I exist, but instantly orders started coming in, and we were so busy that my husband had to start helping. And so here's my children like packaging products and stuff, and it just kind of reminds me we're all in it together. So I laminated one of my favorite photos there
from the beginning.
Yep. And I have just a couple sticky notes stuck to the back and a flower because I'm a boy mom and they give me flowers. See, it's great leather. If I tell you something's high quality, I'm not going to lie to you. I'll even tell you when I don't like some of the things. So like I told you, I started to scratch my cover, right? People don't talk like that, but I do because I want you to love your products. I took some of the corner stickers. This is the same from last time, and stuck some of my favorite photos there. I have my quick glance front stuff here. This is in the front of every one of our monthly calendars, our dated monthly calendars. And so if you want this section, it's in all of them. And it comes with this quick glance. Oh, well, the midnight blue is really pretty. So I don't blame you. And it also looks really good with the rose copper
and the rose copper
and the May stuff. It's
well,
gorgeous.
I have one.
Let's talk about my dividers before we dive too far in, because I know that's something people are going to want to know how I organize. The way I like to think about it is big categories on the side. Okay, so like business, right, has a big category, but then I have all these little subcategories on the top. So when I get to my business tab, you'll see that I have page flags or top tabs, or I even have some paper clips marking spots. These are for like little micro categories within that. So. Yeah, that's a bigger issue than you think, Kalani, as far as the impact of leather versus vegan leather. It's very multifaceted. I like vegan leather because I love cows, and so this doesn't come from a place of conservation. This comes from I just love cows. So that's why. You have to make decisions that feel good to you. That's always going to be true. So anyway, quick glance at the front here with just some big things. I haven't filled out most of 2026 yet because we're still kind of nailing it down. It's a little early for me to know everything we're doing in 2026, but by October, this is going to be scribbled all over and filled out. No, right now, anything that's meant to go in your planner is going to be punched for disc bound. I do know I've been seeing ladies cut their punches off and do some.
We have digital download stuff though. Like
yeah, we have
inserts or.
Yeah, probably. We have printables.
Right.
I do, Annette. I eat meat. But there's a big difference between me eating a steak at home and murdering 3,000 cows for my business, right? Which is, you have to make decisions that feel good to you. That's all. And that's one that I just don't feel good about. So ideally, when you buy one of our leather covers, you keep them. You keep them for a very, very long time. That's why I want them to last. All right. I have the quarterly goals inserts after that. Right. I love these because I can kind of see the quarter at a glance and plan stuff out. I can mark dates and I can see what projects are coming on. It's a Jane-a-thon. Okay. I have not filled out my annual habit tracker yet. I'm very upset that I didn't fill it out for January starting because I know I had it for that. So I'm trying to decide if I want to fill out 2 and not fill out the beginning, or if I'm going to have to lap them. I haven't decided yet, and so I'm letting myself have some time. But I am going to be using it, and so it got its own sticky note. You'll find I have random stuff taped and stickered throughout. I have the January thank you card that we were given in regular orders here because I thought it was so pretty. Made me think of a fairy tale. Let's see. After that, we have library card sticky notes, so I can make lists when I need to. I have the inbox planner inserts. These are great when I have just a random thought pop up in my head. I can just go flip to that. That's where I have my notes and things. Tab divider.
Overwhelmed with that tracker.
With the annual tracker, I mean, just think of something that you do monthly, and it doesn't have to be every month. It could be like every 3 months or every 6 months or whatever. That's what that's used for. So I love when people, have their planners be messy. I love when there's blank spaces. You do not have to fill the whole thing out. Not every line, every space in your planner needs to be filled out. Your planner does not judge you, okay? You're not going to be, your planner's not going to make you feel guilty. You do what makes you happy, okay?
I only fill out the white lines on that thing because that way if I have like another thought that goes with it, I can put it underneath of it. So I do like an every other line thing.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was really clever because as you think of other things, you can put them in order, right?
Yeah.
How you want to. Very smart of Tony. I wouldn't have thought to do that, but now I'm glad she said something before I filled mine out because I like that. But I just when I've checked off most of an inbox page, I just start a new one. Right? And so I have a few pages. I don't have hardly any where there's an entire insert in here because I have so many different inserts in here. I only have what I need at a time. I have stacks and stacks of excess inserts. I also have overflow planners where I keep extra cardstock and things. I can switch stuff out, but that's the trick. So like if you can't fit everything in your planner, ask yourself if you need the entire pack carried around with you. I only need 3 or 4 sheets of inbox, and that'll last me several weeks.
Nope, this one.
For the at a glance and things a few months in advance, how do you edit if things change? Are you using pencil or friction pens, sticky notes?
Yeah, friction. Friction almost always is in my planner. I very rarely will write with anything not erasable. Even my highlighters, usually I use a friction highlighter because my change is very common around here, especially the last week. And so there's no way I could function. If I'm actively planning, like trying to figure out where stuff goes, I will totally play with sticky notes and put them different places and move them around. But I don't like leaving them because there's a good chance that adhesive becomes permanent and I don't want to ruin the page. So just while I'm actively planning, I'll use the sticky notes unless I'm okay with that sticky note living there. Like this someday tab can live here forever. It's not going to offend me, so that's fine.
This is making me want half letter again.
I won't feel guilty. I love the junior size.
Yeah. I just switched. I just downsized to junior from classic.
All right, making sure I keep up with the comments too. I get so distracted. Oh. All right. Someday inserts. I just got a new pack. I filled up my other pack and I already did most of those projects. And so I got a new pack the other day from the warehouse. So I haven't started filling these out. If you're new to the someday concept, these are for like, you're ready to start thinking about it, but you're not ready to like dive into it yet. So you can put like your initial thoughts or due dates or things like that, but we're not ready to make like a full project page is how I use this. Ticonderoga pencil. Somebody write that down for me. And a crumb eraser. You are speaking funny languages to me here, Helene. I'm going to write that down and we're going to look into that. I'm not generally speaking a pencil person, but I am definitely open to new things. Okay. So I have a few of the someday. I didn't put the whole pack in here because again, I don't need that many. But once I start filling this out, I probably have 10 or 20 projects in my head waiting for later. And so these fill up pretty fast. So I have a few more pages of this than maybe the average person needs to keep. All right. I clipped the cardstock to the tab here. I have the crystal clear tabs with the clear sticky stickers. It says goals, but I just clipped it so I could see it as I flipped over. Mine are really old. I do want to let you know that if you see stuff, like you can see some of the damage here, these are the first ones that we got from the sample before we released them in the shop like 6 months later. So I've had mine years. And so I think they're holding up great considering how much I use them. And I have no urge to replace them.
So she was saying that her dad was a draftsman. That's why she's talking about those pencils.
Oh, okay. I will totally look into that. I'm always looking for new fun things to put in the shop or to put in the box. So either way. Well, it's well loved. Behind that, we have the goals worksheets. We did have a lot of changes happen over the last few months, especially with things that are kind of going on in the world right now. And so I have new goal worksheets because I'm going to work out kind of more specifically what I expect the rest of the year to look like. Most of the January ones I had needed to be reworked, or we already checked them off. So I have a new pack of those. I like having different kinds of goal worksheets. So I have both the goal worksheet and the 90-day goal packs. I also have the annual goals because depending on what kind of goal I'm setting, I need a different structure to break down what that looks like. And so I just have a couple of each so that I'm ready when I start picking out things to kind of plan that out. You'll see here in the beginning, have something similar. Where did that go? Flip back through here, where I use kind of the same concept that I did to come up with the goals insert, where I just kind of list out per month. And that's usually how I use these inserts as well. All right. Then we have a reference tab. I don't have a lot of paper clips at my disposal at home right now, so I haven't paper clipped everything, but I would love to have.
Well, I'll get you some.
I don't need them right now, Tony. It's okay. I just moved houses, and we're lucky I didn't lose my sanity with all the things. My office at home is not fully set up yet. Oh, she's got a whole bin here. Oh my gosh.
I do. Let me move the markers from yesterday.
She's got a whole bin of paper clips. I don't know if they want to watch me actually do things in my planner today. Right. But just generally speaking, right, I have this individual sheet of cardstock. This is from the May edition as well. I really love this one. Who doesn't love a prickly pear with flowers? It's the best thing. And so you just flip it, and now every time I flip that divider, it's just going to automatically flip the cardstock. And when I'm ready for a new look, new cardstock.
I did not allow her to bring any June stuff into the studio today, so unfortunately there will not be any sneak peeks, and that is my fault.
No. Well, May is still for sale. I don't want to confuse anyone. May is gorgeous, and if you don't get May, you don't get to get June. Like, that's kind of how that works, right? If we don't have spots, we don't have spots. We have the same number of spots in our subscription from, it was either April or May, all the way through October. Right now, my team can only handle so much. My warehouse is only so big. I know. I get made fun of all the time because I have all these things at my disposal and I don't get them. But yeah, my team is only so big and I only have so much warehouse space. So we're kind of at capacity on subscriptions. Once we sell out, it's just going to be first come, first serve on new spots. I have the new medical inserts. I haven't filled them out yet. These are from the box, from the May box. I grabbed these immediately because I knew I was going to want those. And so knowing that I'm going to do a planner tour, I didn't want to risk having to take these out because I'd have all this personal information in there. And so I haven't filled mine out yet. But once we get done with this, I get to fill them out because it'll be another 3 months before we flip back through my planner. But you wouldn't want to see all that personal stuff anyway. All right. Travel tab. I travel a lot. Anybody else here travel a ton? Like, I swear I'm on a plane like every month. I think I'm going on 3 planes in May. And so I fill these out with details about where I'm going, and I have an individual packing list I can take notes on or change things depending on where I'm going, and I can plan ahead. I just got back from Texas in March with my long vacation, and so I just pulled that one out. But no, I'm missing one. I have one before this one. See, I travel a lot, and so it's really important to me to have those pages. That's why they have their own spot. All right, and then I have a checklist top tab. It's all behind the reference tab though, okay? Like, we're in the reference category, but I have checklists at the top. It's just one of our frosted top tab dividers, and then I put a checklist label. Super fancy. Let's see. Make sure I keep up with all these things. Okay. I think this was from April, March. When did we do the cleaning stuff? March, right? Yeah, this was a vellum from the March subscription box. See, I have stuff I've collected over time. Your planner, when you get the Jane's Agenda stuff, it evolves over time. It's going to be this hodgepodge of gorgeous things that bring you joy. And it's like walking through memory lane every time I flip through my planner. So it makes me happy. I have a sticky note for a tab there. These are the pink sticky notes. I think they might still be in the shop. I absolutely love the pink sticky notes because it's such a soft pink. But I couldn't write cleaning lists on one of my small page flags and see all of it. So I used a bigger sticky note.
Amanda, what are you asking to be put in the shop?
Which ones?
Yes.
Oh, is it the travel inserts?
Mm.
Well, am I going to get beat? Typically June, we do something travel themed. I haven't designed the inserts yet. Okay, don't beat me. I haven't designed the inserts yet, so I can't tell you for sure if they're going to be travel themed, but typically the June box is when we do the travel themed items. Amanda's going to come storming down here with a pitchfork in a minute. It's fine. I have the cleaning by zones. Once I fill these out, I get a new pack. I don't like deep clean the foyer again until like a quarter or 6 months, right? You just keep it maintained. So I get a new pack of these as I need them. I just moved, and so right now cleaning is not top of mind. I just want the boxes off the floor. So we will go back through these. Being a human is hard. I keep saying, can I be a house cat? Because that feels great.
Amanda just chimed in. You're telling all the secrets.
Not all of them. I didn't guarantee it's going to be. I haven't designed it yet. I haven't figured out exactly what I want. I reserve the right to change my mind, okay? I'm still finishing up the inserts for the June box. But typically, if we do give you one, it would be in the June box. I'm sorry.
In the previous years, we have.
It's always historically been the travel box.
Yes.
Okay. If you don't know that there's kind of a theme, I very much like routine. And so there's probably a theme with our boxes year over year, at least close. Yeah, this is the zone cleaning. So each kind of area of your home, we gave you an easy list of stuff that you can do. This was also in a subscription box at one point, but I'm pretty sure this is in the shop now. All right, this is the 12-week home reset. Again, I just moved. I don't want to start this. I'm not going to be able to properly clean. And so I've held on to this knowing I was going to move. This was from the March edition. It's a whole 12 weeks to get your home orderly. I'm very excited about this because once I finish putting everything away, I know I only have 3 months and then it'll feel so good. I absolutely love how pretty this insert is. I don't know if that one made the shop. Do you guys want the zone cleaning or not the zone cleaning, the 12-week reset in the shop? Somebody tell me. I don't think we released it yet. Not everything makes it in the shop, right? Because sometimes it's just fun to get one of it, and that's good. All right. This is all from that same pack. It was a very large pack. Then I have some functional dashboards. I don't have these like categorized by what ones. I just know that's where they all live. So I have a sticky note there. And these are probably in the shop too, for all I know. They were a gray and a red set of circle sticky notes. But again, I couldn't write it on a page flag. So I have the wealth affirmations here. Very helpful with all the things that are going on right now in the world to be able to speak positively about finances, right? And so I have that front right now.
Digital would be great. The digital download, that would, yeah.
I think we're going to be doing more printables in our future. Right, the financial reset, wellness checklist. Right, haven't filled it out yet. Keeping it real. Now these have been in every planner I've had, every size, every time I make sure to get another pack because when I'm filling things out, I love to reference these reminders cardstocks. These ones for sure are in the shop and make sure I didn't forget anything. They've got stuff like, did you make sure that you wrote when you need to do your vehicle maintenance in it? Right? Did you plan your vacations? Okay, things like that. When you first started planning, how did you decide which main categories you would need and which subcategories? So, gosh, that was many, many moons ago. What was that?
I mean, mine's ever evolving.
I think that would probably be about 15 years ago when I really started planning. And I did like your basic categories. I had like home, food, meals, something like that. Just stuff. I really didn't do a lot of work planning outside of a schedule when I first started because my focus was at home. I had little tiny humans around then, and so like I did a lot of home-based stuff, and so I just picked home-based categories, and I had maybe one for business purposes. And then as time goes, as soon as I can't find something, it gets a subcategory. Okay, so if like right here, if I had, this is the entire, I'm not done yet, but this is all still in the reference one. Can you imagine trying to find this quickly? I don't have time to be searching for all that, so they get subcategories. Okay. After that, I have the TBR, right? To be read list. This is from the April edition, and I am in love. So if they're not there yet, we are going to be bringing the book inserts and I think the vellum to the shop. So if you haven't gotten that or you want to get another pack, I highly recommend looking for that soon. I love this insert. As a reader, it is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, see, same thing, Natasha. As my life changes, it's real easy. I can pull this off. If I hurt the vellum, I'll put a new vellum. I'll put a new tab on it, and I can change things out. I love the disc bound system for that because literally it can flex as I need to. I didn't do this overnight. This isn't like 1 week of setting up a planner. This is a planner that's mutated over years. I have years of stuff in here.
Well, yeah, like everybody's saying, that is exactly why it's great to have disc bound planning,
yep.
because it's so customizable.
It brings me joy. I want to plan. I want to be organized and orderly because of my planner. It gives me motivation, and I don't think I could do what I do if I didn't have it. So, yeah. Oh, I don't like when I lose something. I go into full panic mode. It's great. And so that's usually a quick sign we need a system or a tab or a new insert or something. That's where a lot of your products have come from, is when I couldn't find something in my planner. Oh, we need an insert for that. Surprise,
Yep.
surprise, the lady that makes the planners likes to plan.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever.
I started with a 7-ring binder. I won't say the name because it's probably trademarked, right? Back in the day. And I couldn't flip it around. Right. So I tried a notebook. I tried all the different things. And then I had like a 3-ring, just regular letter size one. And I used that for several months. And that was great because I had all the space, but you're not going to carry that around. Right. I've tried every type of planner there is. I did the traveler's notebooks. I did all the things. But disc bound has my heart because it works. Now, I will say, if you are new, I know we have a lot of new people. If you've tried disc bound from one of the lower priced disc bound companies, like, yes, they're more affordable, but you get what you pay for, man. And our discs are quality. It's amazing. Like, you can see here, like, this is a good test. I'm going to show you this real quick. If you have a planner that you're like, the discs don't turn well, see how much, like, I can turn so much at one time. That's what should happen with your planner. And that's how we design them. We design the shape of our discs, the punches, everything so that it worked for you. Not every disc bound company designs the same way. We take the care and the time. Okay.
That's probably one of my favorite things, is the durability.
Yeah.
Because I started with spiral bound. Well, I put that in my bag and then it gets smushed. And then my pages don't flip because the spiral's smushed. So I don't like that.
Yeah. I'm very particular. Okay. I'm definitely a stationary snob. And I used those when we first started. I didn't make my own discs. I didn't make my own system. I just made the pages for it. And I got so frustrated, I made my own. So
bye, Stephanie Joy.
Bye. I have a quad list. You'll see quad lists throughout. I absolutely love them. My book list from my previous insert was too long, and I had to run it onto a quad list. So once I finish filling out the new book log, that page will go away. My son, the other day, he is 12. And he walks in going, "Mom, even my hair has a jawline." And I'm like, somebody should put that in a book. So I just wrote it down. So I'm like, if I ever talk to someone who's going to write a book, I'm like, put that in a book. He's so funny. He's 12 and he is ridiculous. And I just loved it. All right. Projects. We're now in the projects tab. We're working on revamping our welcome series and some of the stuff we're doing for new customers. It's been a while since I've touched it and things change. So we're redoing that. So I have a project insert. I haven't filled out the other ones, again, because we're starting new projects for the year with all of the things that have changed the way we have to do business over the last couple months. We're kind of redoing things, and that's great to have the empty pages. Well, thank you, Vicki. After that, I have the flex notes. I'm not great at remembering names. I just design them, man. And somebody brings them to me. No, I make it sound like I'm spoiled. I am. But I like the flex notes as an alternate project planner, because sometimes I don't need this level of detail with the milestones and everything. I just need a couple lists in a spot for notes. And so I use these when I need those kind of projects where they're mostly for me. These projects are great when I'm working with my team, or like they're really long term. If it's something quick and I'm just trying to like get it out of my brain, like get it off my someday pages, sometimes I'll just use a flex notes.
So you're saying that she loves writing down what her kids say too, because they're funny.
I try to put it on Facebook so I get it on a memory next year. I have some really silly memories from it.
Well, for me, you know me with the dots, I like to sketch. So it's like list to end dots for me.
Yeah, if you're a doodler, we're your best dream here. Like we got dots everywhere. I love dots. I don't always want to write vertically. I don't always want to be able to write online. Sometimes I need to make a chart or a graph or something, and a big blank page would be intimidating. And on lines, I just feel too restricted to do any kind of doodling or something like that. So the dots give me freedom to do it how I need to. Oh, I love that, Vicki. All right. So now we're in the meal planning page. So we're no longer in the reference tab, right? We've moved on. I have the, I think this is in the front of the monthly meal planning. I use those throughout my planner, but I have the meals here. I've clearly filled this all the way out, right? Every time I start thinking I need to go and write in it, I get distracted. So I'm very excited to one day have my meal planning page filled out. The idea behind that one is just that you always have a list of stuff that your family loves. So if you're like, I don't know what to make for dinner, you can look and pick something really easily. Apparently there's only one thing that we've all decided on and announced loudly that we're happy with, and it's when I make Korean beef bowls. Whatever. Right? Not everybody in my family loves every meal, it turns out. Well, thank you, Susan.
And welcome.
And then I have the grocery inserts. I only have a few. I only grocery shop like once a week. I'm not going to grocery shop every day. So once that grocery list is filled and checked off, then I get a new one. Just kind of keep a running list if something pops into my head. I just go and flip to my meal tab and I fill out the grocery list. And then it's really nice if my husband says, oh, I'm going to Walmart, you need anything? I can flip to my tab and tell him what was on the list. And I don't have to remember it. Please don't ask me to remember things. It's not one of my skills.
Take a picture and text it to him.
No. I'll even tell him the brands. I have sour cream on here. If you got the wrong brand of sour cream, my goodness. All right, so I have the business tab. Now, I do a lot of stuff for business, right? And so I just pulled a bunch of pages out when I started refreshing. So there's only meeting notes behind here. But that's why I put the bird on the top. We sold out of these bird clips like instantly. You guys loved them. I'm always looking for new creative paper clips, but I put that up there so I could find it both ways. Like I could find it really easily from the top or down the side. And I just thought the excuse me while I succeed worked really well with the business tab.
Favorite meals. It's an easy way to refer to busier days. Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. And right now, it's so funny. I legit will just default to the Korean beef bowls, which is why that's the only thing on there, because we almost always have the stuff to make them, and it's so easy. Thank you. Oh, Amanda, that's you. Of course, you help me put the care into the products. She's so funny. We do. We take a lot of time. The what's it called? Beta testing period is long on each product. So meeting notes from our shop. I don't normally use these during my meetings. I thought that was interesting to point out for you guys. I use it to pre-plan my meetings. Okay, who do I expect to be there? What am I going to talk about? Notes I need to do. I don't log my notes on these while I'm in the meeting. Somebody else takes the meeting notes now, so I don't have to. But I do use it to kind of pre-plan what I'm going to talk about, what I want to make sure I cover. And that's a different way to use a meeting note that people may not realize. You can do it ahead of time, because I always have stuff I want to discuss about different projects or things.
I write
on either line or dot, and then I'll go back and fill that out because like I'll brain dump basically and blah, 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 you know, like all over the pages, and then I'll go back and fill that in because I like to make sure I get the key points. So that's kind of how I do it too. It's a key point thing before the meeting.
Hi, Tina. Usually I will pre-fill these out with whatever meetings are happening that week. So I already have the date and the thing. And that way, if something occurs to me, I can just flip to that page and write it down for that meeting. And that way I don't run and go, oh, Mandy, you need to know this right now. I can wait till our meeting and go over everything I wanted to talk to her about. All right. Trying to think of anything I do that's different than what maybe you expect. I have a task tab, right? This was kind of a brain dump of random tasks that popped into my head. Usually this section is empty as far as like writing. It's meant for me to have a spot to go grab a task list. And I clearly need to restock my quad lists because they're usually right here. You could tell I love them because there's none left. I use the deadline lists when I need to have a lot of writing and like the whole page is about one topic. I'll use the deadline list. If it's like I need to categorize my lists into anything, I use the quad list.
It's a good idea. She uses her meeting notes as a 2-week meal tracker.
I would love to see how you do that.
Yeah.
Why don't you share that in the group if you want, or someplace where I can see that. Tag me on Instagram. I don't know. I'd love to see how you do that.
Did she spill any good beans? Tina, I wouldn't let her bring any of it in the studio, so.
Yeah, I'm very controlled today. All right. Then we have our notes tab, which is immediately followed by the debrief. These are not something I need to keep record of because once I fill them out, I get it out of my brain. I can then use that to make plans. And so these are always blank because once I'm done with them, I then migrate that information to where it needs to go, making future plans or whatever. And then if I do want to keep this kind of page, I will put it in my archival planner, but I don't carry the past around with me like that. It's not, I don't archive things in this planner. This is future.
That paper with all the lines.
This is the deadline task list. Let me bring it up so you can see. It's got a big line at the top to write the category. You've got check boxes and then a big open spot on the right. It's designed to write the deadline for whatever that task is due. I use it to put the initials of who I've delegated stuff to sometimes, or the priority number if I'm making a list and I need to be like, oh, this is priority number 1 or 2 or whatever. That's ends up being how I use that a lot. Okay, debrief, right? These are in the shop. I debrief everything, so I go through a ton of that. And then I have dot grid. Dot grid is your friend. And so I have random notes right now that I haven't migrated. Once they migrate, they go to a different spot. But I just have some dot grid. When I use this, I add some more dot grid. Okay. I don't have enough room to keep full packs. I also don't really need it. Like, do you really need 40 pages of dot grid with you every day? Probably not.
No.
Right. So every week I'll go through and I'll move things around and I'll add more pages where I need to. It's part of my process. I have the strategy tab back there. This right now I don't think has much in it. Again, we just redid some strategy stuff. So I've got mostly focus outlines and then a couple of remaining dot grid that I probably can't show you. Nope, can't show you that.
That's
strategy
the journal pages though, right?
Huh?
Those the journal pages that you had.
Yeah, I can show you the back of it. It's the journal notes. So I can log the date of when I took that note really effortlessly and the category of what it is. And then they're just dot grid below that. But in the front, I have the focus outline. I think these work really, really well when I'm planning something that maybe is not a long-term multifaceted project. I've been using these a lot as more like a brain dump about an idea. Right. What's it going to take to pull off that idea? What resources do I need? How am I going to track it? That kind of thing. And then I'll go and fill out a whole projects thing if I need to, or however. But if I'm working on like, this sounds like a great idea, I'll fill out one of these first. Yeah, June is beautiful. We did some really cool new technology with June. I don't even know if you know that, Tony. The cover in June, we've never done a cover quite like that before.
No, I haven't looked yet.
It's got some cool things going on, and it's gorgeous. I know somebody's going to run down and yell at me. It's gorgeous. Okay. Behind that, I have my frosted. For the unmarked tabs, what do you use or how do you write it? So if I have stickers in the shop that have enough categories that I can pretty much use those for the general idea. The ones, these are page flags, right? Like I have an assortment of page flags here, right? Little page flags. I just write on those with the uni pen. You can also use the Calm pens, but the uni pen is my favorite for that because it's really easy to read and it writes and dries really, really fast.
Yes, the beans are spilling.
Okay, I didn't tell them anything other than it's got new technology, Amanda. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my gosh, Amanda's such a tease.
Somebody sent her on break. No. Anyway, so that if on this one, this is the floral blank dividers, and they were blank. I just used my cheap brother label maker that has clear labels, and I typed out strategy and put it on there. Right, whatever works. Like I'll put sticky notes on them. My planner needs to be functional before it needs to be pretty. That's my rule.
Yeah, I have sticky note folded over as a tab.
Yeah, she folds her sticky notes in half, and so the middle part sticks out.
Yeah.
So I use the frosted dividers with the white ink. I had the black ones in there, but they're a little thicker, and because my planner is so tight, I needed that space, so I switched to the ones with the white ink. You'll notice it starts with the current month. Now, this is my secret, right? Everything needs to be in the center because that makes it pretty even for the discs, so the discs don't get in my way. So I always have the current month pretty close to the center of my planner, and it's always the current month. Again, I don't keep the past in my planner. Yeah, this is fine, whatever. Some of this is wrong. Don't hold to some of this.
Do you have reminders on your phone or solely use your planner?
It's pretty much just my planner. I have a book list in my phone that I keep in case I'm out and I see a book I want. I go look and see if I've already read that book because that happens a lot. And so that's about the only thing I can think of is like I've already read this, so I keep just a quick list of books I've read in my planner.
I mean, I have reminders on my just certain things that happen monthly, but for most of the time,
not for any of the stuff like we've just covered about. That's pretty much all in my planner.
Yeah,
I don't like doing these twice.
And
I don't have the time to do it. So if I only have one place, one time I can do it, I will only put it in my planner. It's my heart. I have the Monday start monthly with the lines. I like to write multiple things, and it's easier for me to do that with the lines because I can tell right away that's a whole different topic on the next line. After that, I have the habit tracker, which we've had a really crazy week. We don't need to talk about that. And so I haven't updated it since the 5th, so I'm a couple days behind. I do need to look and see, is it a full moon? Because boy, did I not sleep last night. This is in the May box as well, so is the page finder. Then let's see. I have quad list. So this is my current month, right? So I had April in the front, and then I have the things about April in here. So running lists for different employees, I use the quad lists. Again, I don't like having to run and tell them something the second I think about it. Like that's not efficient. And then I have the daily number 13 following that. So, and I use them. Right. And then once the week is done, I pull them out. So it's always like the current week when you flip past this. I migrate anything that needs to be migrated. I take any notes, and then I will pull it out.
Never thought about the placement of the actual working months to the center.
I used to put all of my calendar in the front when I first started planning and all of my notes in the back, but I found that I didn't use my calendar as much as I used my notes and stuff. So I liked those being the front where I could find them. And then I realized when I did that, it kept my calendar really easy to use right in the middle, and that made me happy. So.
Well, you know me, I got this big cover in the center.
Yeah.
So my month stuff's in the back and all my notes are in the front.
Yeah, I think it's all about preference. You can put it however you want. I like to have anything about the current week in with the current week. I like to have anything about the month in with the current month. And so I organize it that way. I try to plan 2 weeks ahead every time I plan. So there's always some kind of note in the future weeks. I do not plan on the dailies, though. Hardly at all until the day or two before, because my life changes so fast. I don't want to have to go erase or write things down. So I really only do these a couple days max ahead. So these will always be blank. But sometimes I'll go plan at least 2 weeks out. I'd love to be 4 weeks out. But we just moved. Like, don't judge me. Once I've planned for the week, I never go back to the month. right? That's always my thing. I never go back and update my month.
No.
Because I use my week now. That way I don't do it twice.
Yeah.
Right. But next week is still on the month. So again, we have the tabs. All right, now I have 2 months worth of the dailies in here. I have April and May. That's all I really need. Like I'm never going to get more than 2 months of weeklies planned ahead, but I have more than 18 months of monthlies.
How do you file or organize your previous pages?
I don't. Okay, so if it's something I really need to keep, it stays in my planner, gets rewritten, so it's like a permanent feature, like in my reference section or something like that. But if it's like these dated pages, I move what needs to be moved to where it needs to go. If I have a note that I need to remember, I put that where it goes, and then I throw them away.
I keep my monthlies, but I'm on a 1-page monthly, and I'll keep that in the front of whatever month I'm on. So like here will be January, February, March, April, and then May stuff will be here. That way, but my schedule's different because I do content. So I want to know what I did last month so I don't repeat it for the next month. So it's like a quick reference of what I did.
Yeah, I throw them away. I don't need them once they're done. Very rarely is there something that I've missed from migrating the information. That's why I keep all of next year's monthlies in here. Like I have all of next year's whenever possible. So that I can take like, oh, March just ended. I can go write those notes right on the March for next year. And when I don't have next year's pages, I'll put a sticky note or a blank like dot grid in that tab, and I'll keep those notes until I have it. And then I'll migrate them over. But I don't keep old pages. I just don't like having them in here. And when I see them, I think of it as a project I didn't finish. Like I need to close that month down. I worked in accounting. Okay, we close that month down and then we move to the future months. And once we close it down, we don't go back. Right? We did it right. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but that's the way I look at it. And then I almost always have cardstock in the back because it helps protect the last page of my planner from like rubbing and pulling on the disc. So I always have something in the back. And so I have old cardstock from a previous box, and then I have the May cardstock here.
Yes, Celia, put them in the group. Have everybody put them in the group. It's a great idea.
Yep. I want to see how you guys use your planners because, like I learn stuff every time Tony tells me how she's using her planner. I've been doing this a million years now, right? 12. This is our 12th year. In August, we'll be celebrating 12 years in business, and I'm still learning every day from the other ways people plan. So if you want to share with me, I also use it for inspiration. Like maybe the way you're using my pages is different how I thought about it, and I can make an insert to work exactly the way you need it to. So always show me because it usually goes, in your favor.
I think one of the journal pages, they're one of my favorites because that's what I use in meetings. That way I can put the date. I don't use it for journaling. I use it for meetings because I'm always writing the date on the top of the page anyway. So
I very rarely stick anything functional in the front, I realize. I used to have all my notes and stuff in there, but now I just keep them in my planner where they belong. Every once in a while, like if it's something I'm actively using, like I need to remember to give Mandy a receipt or something here, I'll stick it in the front because that's so obvious. But if I had a whole bunch of stuff here, it would just be this doom box in the front of my planner and I would lose everything. So that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for the way my brain likes to think. If there's a piece of paper or something here, it means I need to handle it like ASAP. At the end of the month. So I migrate my dailies daily. I migrate my weeklies weekly. My monthlies monthly, right? Does that make sense? Before I start a new week, I migrate anything from the previous week. Before I start the next month, I make sure I move anything from the previous month. I move the dividers, right? So you'll notice they end in March back here. That's because March just ended. When April ends, I'll move my April divider. They're always in the right order. That also lets me know I have migrated what I need to migrate, and there's nothing in there in terms of like a to-do list. It is not in here right now. I don't know what happened to it. So I had some note pages in there that I was using. I don't know where it went, which is scary because all of my thoughts are in there, and somebody's going to think those are plans. No, sometimes they're just random thoughts. She's right. Celia pointed out I usually keep my brain dump notebook right there. It's probably in an old leather that I took off, and I don't know what.
Yeah, what color were you using last? The rouge?
I think I was using a shell, but I had the pink.
Oh yeah, you were using.
It was a
shell.
pink dot grid notebook.
Yeah.
It was my last one, or the blue one. I don't know. It didn't make it to the new cover. The other thing is if I do have something that I need to keep on hand and I don't want people to see and I don't want to lose it, like sometimes I'll put a sticky note or something that it's very private, right? Sometimes we have information like that we just don't want to risk somebody seeing. I flip my planner open and I show people my calendar as I'm filling out my appointments. Like, you see that stuff. If I'm there at the doctor, I'm gonna flip my planner open and find my calendar. And so if there's something I really don't want anyone to see and it's just for me, I stick it in this pocket right here as a temporary solution. And so if there's something in there, it means that I need to handle it, but also it's private.
Now we know where Jane hides the beans.
There's nothing in there right now. Yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really good at hiding secrets. I don't know if you've caught that yet. It's all right. You guys are friends, right? All right, so that's it. This is what she looks like. She's chunky and fat, and she's very functional. And you know, I have 15 employees, and I have a husband and 2 kids, and we've got medical stuff we keep track of, and hobbies, and hound dogs, and the whole world. And my whole universe fits inside 2 inches. So
we got about 3 minutes left. Anybody have any questions or anything that we didn't cover for you?
Celia, it's on the list. It could have gotten lost in the move. I'm working on it. I can't find my measuring cups either. Okay, this is a bigger issue than you realize. But yeah, sticky notes, right? The tabs used as tabs here. Those are your friends, the page flags. That's my advice there, is if you can't find something, you probably need to mark it. All right, we do have the link, janesdegener.com/janesplanner. That's where everything's linked that we could think of that was in my planner, so you can go find it and shop it if you wanted to go look at anything. If I went too fast and you're over there scribbling notes, like go look at the collection. You do need to get the May edition if you want to get, you know, most of the decorative things that I showed you in here right now. The May subscription box, that's going to be at janesdegener.com/box.
Upcoming sales or discounts?
I mean, we run some kind of special little thing most weeks. So if you're on our email list, you're going to find out with everybody else. Usually the day we find out what we're doing, because whenever we get an idea, we don't want to wait. It's not like, oh, we should do this 3 months from now. No, how can we put this on this weekend? So most weeks there's some kind of little deal or event or something. Most weeks. So
well, next weekend we're taking off because it's Easter, and we try not to bombard people or bother them on holidays.
That's true. You won't see anything for Easter weekend.
There won't be anything for next weekend.
We're Jane's Gen employees are going to spend time with their families, and I'm going to leave them alone, so there won't be anything that weekend. All right, so if you liked the content today, please like the video. I appreciate you all. I really do want to see your planners too, so if you want to share those in our Facebook group or on Instagram and tag us, I would love to see how you're using some of the things in your planner.
Will there be a drop day this
month? We do not plan to have a drop day this month. I actually moved a lot of the stuff that was supposed to be for this drop day to last drop day. And some of the things that I was hoping to have aren't here yet. And so there will not be a drop day, but we do have new stuff coming to the shop. I'll email you as soon as it's ready. It's just not going to be a big event. There's not enough.
Well, in Easter weekend.
Yeah, with Easter weekend and things, there's just not enough. So just stay tuned to your email. You'll find out as soon as we're ready to tell people, I promise. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and go shop. And I will talk to you sometime next week. Have a great weekend.